So for the task 3.27, what we're going to do is we're going to write a short description of each of the following functions: cos, log, sine, xp, log10, square root, fmod, power, and tan. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to write double cos, double angle. The function cos calculates the cosine of an angle given in radians. It returns the cosine value of an input angle. So for the log, double x. The log function computes the natural logarithm of a number. It returns the natural logarithm base e of the given argument. For the sine, double angle. The sine function calculates the sine of an angle given in radians. It returns the sine value of the input angle. For the exp, double x. This function computes the exponential value of a given number. It raises the mathematical constant e to the power of the input argument. For log 10, log 10 double x. The log 10 function calculates the base 10 logarithm of a number. It returns the base 10 logarithm of the given argument. For the square root double x. The square root function computes the square root of a non-negative number. It returns the square root of the given argument. For the fmod double numer double denom. This function computes the remainder of dividing one number by another. It returns the remainder when the first argument is divided by the second. For the power double base, double exponent. The power function raises the base to a specified power. It returns the value of the base raised to the power of the exponent. For the tan, double angle. The tan function calculates the tangent of an angle given in radians. It returns the tangent value of the input angle. So these are the standard mathematical functions provided by the C++ standard, or what we call the CMath header. So for the task 3.28, we're going to assume the variables angle 1 and angle 2 hold angles stored in radians. We're going to write a statement that adds the sine of angle 1 to the cosine of angle 2 and stores the result in the variable x. So as you can see in your interface, this is what I wrote, or this is the code that I came up with. So so this makes sure to replace angle 1 and angle 2 with the variables holding the specific angles in radians. And these programs calculate the sine of angle 1, cosine of angle 2, and adds them together and stores the result in the variable x. So now we're going to break down the explanation to this code. So the hashtag include IOStream. Of course, this is our headliner. This includes the standard input and output streams. Then they include CMath. This includes the library which provides the mathematical functions. The int main, where the starting point of our program, and all executable code goes inside the curly braces. So for the double angle 1 and angle 2, we are going to declare two variables, angle 1 and angle 2 of type double, which means they can store decimal numbers. For the double x is equals to sine angle 1 plus cos angle 2. This line, we're going to calculate the sine of angle 1 using sine angle 1 and the cosine of angle 2 using cos angle 2. Then we're going to add these two values together to store them in the result in the variable x. So for the stdc out result x, std and l, this line means the outputs and the results. So the stdc out is used to output the data to the console. For the result, followed by the value of x, which contains the sum of sine of angle 1 and cosine of angle 2. Then std and l is used to end the line. So for the return 0, this indicates that it will make our program execute successfully and is returning to a value of 0 to the operating system, indicating the success. So in summary, this program calculates the sum of sine angle 1 and cosine of angle 2, then prints the result to the console. So this is the display output for that code. So for the 3.29, to find the cube root, the third root of a number, raise it to the power of 1 over 3. To find the fourth root of a number, raise it to the power of 1 over 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to write a statement that will find the fifth root of the variable x and store that in the variable y. So we can use the POW function from the CMAT library to find the fifth root of the number. So as you can see in your screen, this is the code that I came up with. In this code, x is the variable holding the number for which you want to find the fifth root. Y will hold the result of the fifth root calculation. Then POW x 1.0 over 5.0 calculates the fifth root of x by raising it to the power of 1.0 divided by 5.0. So we're going to break down this to explain this properly. So for the include necessary libraries, we have the include IOStream and the include CMAT. For the declared variables, we have double x is equals to 625. Then we're going to comment example value. You can change it to any number. So here, x is declared as double type variable and initialized with the example value 625. And you can change this value to any number for which you want to find the fifth root. For calculate the fifth root, we're going to have double y is equals to POW x 1.0 divided by 5.0. This line calculates the fifth root of x using the POW function. The POW function takes two arguments, which are the base x in this case and the exponent 1.0 over 5.0. Here, 1.0 and 5.0 is used to represent the fifth root. This fraction is a double type value, so it will perform a floating point division and return the result as a double. For the output result, we have stdc out the fifth root of then less than x, less than is, then less than y, less than std and l. This line outputs the result to the console and it prints the original value of x, then the string is, and finally calculated the fifth root of the y. So for the return 0, as we all know, this statement signifies the successful execution of the program and is returned to the operating system. So overall, this code calculates the fifth root of any given number x and output as a result to the console. So there, as you can see in your screen, if you run the code, it will display this output. So my assumed value for the x is 625, and then the fifth root of 625 is 3.6239. So for the 3.30, the given is that the cosecant of the angle A is 1 sine A. We're going to write a statement that calculates the cosecant of the angle stored in the variable A and store it in the variable Y. So as you can see in your screen, I have written the code. The code that I have come up with is this one. So in this code, A is the variable storing the angle in radians. Y is the variable that will store the cosecant of the angle A. Sine, open and close parenthesis, function from CMath library calculates the sine of the angle A. 1.0 over sine A calculates the cosecant of the angle A. And the result is printed to the console. So if you're going to run this code, we're going to see the display as INF, or meaning infinity. So if you're seeing INF displayed, it means that the calculation resulted is positive infinity. So you may wonder why. So this can happen when you try to calculate the cosecant of an angle whose sine is 0. So if we remember mathematically, the cosecant of an angle is defined as the reciprocal of the sine of that angle. And since the sine function has value between -1 and 1, the cosecant will tend towards positive or negative infinity as the sine approaches to 0. So in this code that I have wrote, if the value of sine A is 0, then 1.0 over sine A will result in a division by 0, which is undefined in mathematics. And however, in computing, it's typically represented as positive or negative infinity depending on the sign of the dividend.